fall is right around the corner. And if you're like us here at Kentucky Afield, we're getting really, really excited to start hanging a deer stand in the tree. A few things you need to consider on the safety aspects of climbing and using a climbing stand or using a lock-on stand. We're going to go through some of the safety issues that we've come up with here. We got over 45 years of bow hunting experience here in the Kentucky Afield office. And we put some thoughts and ideas together to try to keep you safe this fall and this winter in the deer stand. One of the most important things when climbing a tree stand is choosing the right tree. You can see I've got a tree here that is pretty good size diameter. They can't be too big because you can't get your straps around it, and you don't want to climb something too small. And then the most important thing is the bark. If this bark here is a very firmly attached bark, I highly discourage trying to climb a scaly bark hickory or a sycamore tree or something where the bark is in sheets, because you may only be hooked into that tree 1/8 of an inch, and if that bark decides to slide off, you're going with it. And also make sure your tree is in good health. This tree has no dead branches. It is completely alive, full of leaves, and ready to climb. We're on the upside of the hill, and this is just an easier way to get into the stand so that you're not already starting up trying to climb into a stand that's already this high, because when you first step into the tree, you're not going to be tethered. That's the only point in time you're not going to be tethered the entire time. This stand here is close to the ground where I can get right in and out. And then the top part is tethered. This is really important. If you ever start the process of going up and down the tree and you don't have your top and your bottom of your stand connected, if the bottom falls off your feet for whatever reason, it's going all the way to the ground. We've got our safety harness on. You want to make sure if you're putting a jacket or whatever on the outside, you want to make sure that this is easy to get to. I quite often wear a shirt or a jacket over my vest, and I do that for a couple reasons. First off, sometimes I got more clothes on than what I can get on under this vest, and secondly, I don't want this here interfering with my bowstring during the draw. Third thing you see I've got is my pull rope. This is what I'm going to have my bow and arrow tied on the end of. I have made the mistake in the past of hooking this up down here at the bottom. The issue becomes here is you really got to reach over to try to get this, which leans you way out over the stand. You will have a tether on at that time, but it still makes it a little easier if you attach this up here, nice and easy to grab by your hand, and you can pull your bow up. One of the other things that I do recommend is a lot of these bow ropes will come with these clips. They're pretty handy, but I'll tell you, sometimes they can fail. I have had a bow come off and literally fall to the ground. So I like to put an old-fashioned quick little knot on here to keep me from losing my bow. I do not trust these clips. I've got it tied to the cam, make sure my bowstring is free and clear, ready to go. Make sure you check and test all of the straps and cables that your stand may come with. You're going to be sitting in the seat. Make sure you test the seat. Make sure you test these cables and straps to these and make sure they're in good working condition. This particular stand here has a cable that is wrapped and has got these knuckles on there. You want to make sure and test this cable for any rusting. If you see rust on the cable, you can buy replacements. A lot of them even have an expiration date. Now, we're going to climb in this stand, we're going to start up the tree. Once you get in and get your feet set, you want to make sure you apply pressure to the end of the stand and lock it in, and then I'm doing the same with the seat. Now it's time to get the tether. There are a whole bunch of these different styles of tethers. Make sure you read the owner's manual and how to appropriately use your tether. So on this one here, we'll strap it around the tree, we'll attach in here, and this is a safety release. This is used to pop it loose if you need to free yourself. Now, I don't want to get this too incredibly tight because as I make my way up the tree, this has to go up with me. This particular style of carabiner here has a method where you can screw it up and cover the connection point. What that does is that means that you can't bump it and accidentally release this carabiner. And you latch this in and then thread that back up over top of your connection point. That keeps it from sliding open. You do not want your carabiner to open up. So now I am locked in, latched in good. I can slide this up the tree using this release to free myself, go up, and then pull it tight. From there, it's all about getting my feet into the bottom straps, and this one has these hooks and this bungee cord. The hooks for the front of my feet, the bungee cord for the back. It depends on what type of stand you have. This is a sit and climb. I will literally go up, put my feet down, slide up, pull back, and make sure that I'm locked in. So now I'm at about the height that I want to hunt at. So the first thing you want to do is to get the distance that you want the top from the bottom, lock in the top, remove your feet, and lock this in real good. Before you stand up or move, you want to move this tether up to about the height of your head and cinch it down really tight. The reason you want this up this height is because now I'm all locked in. If I happen to fall out of this stand, I want this tether to catch me so that I can easily climb back into the stand to regain my hunt. If I put this tether way down here and I fall out, I could be in a situation where I'm hanging too far below the stand to get back in. But now that I'm up here, I'm locked in, I've got my carabiner a little bit away from the buckle. I'm ready to bring my bow up and continue with my hunt. Make sure you get this rope out away from your feet. You don't want it to get wrapped up in your bow as you draw, and you don't want to get wrapped up in your feet as you move around. So now, I would be ready to proceed with the rest of my evening's hunt. Everything's ready to go. I feel safe. I'm tethered to the tree. Everything is good to go.